Hello, FPL managers, and welcome to another edition of the FPL Ambassador show brought to you by myself, the FPL Ambassador Raymond Nketsiah. My co-host Roland is not yet here with us. He's caught up in one or two stuff. He will join us quite soon and before the show ends. Now, game week 11 is just upon us, and game week 11 is surprisingly. I want to ask managers a question. Respond to me in the live chat area or the comment area. Whoever thought that by game going into game week 11, the Gunners will be on top of the table? I know we saw them having a good run or a good start to the season, but I don't think there's anyone who specifically thought that the Gunners would be on top of the table as by game week 11. But fact is, they beat Liverpool. Liverpool who are quite shambolic recently. Liverpool just bounced back with a very massive win again. But just like after Bournemouth, Liverpool might just go back to the Liverpool of this season and it's over there. But thumbs up to the Gunners. Any Arsenal fan, this is the time to be proud. I know we are saying that people cannot win the league, but don't worry, maybe you can be able to add City to it. We see how it goes over there. So game week 10 just bypassed us over the weekend that passed by, and key things that was noted was we were expecting an Erling Haaland hat trick, but Erling Haaland decided not to score a hat trick. And in fact, I want to say on the show, there's a reason why Erling Haaland didn't score a hat trick. It was because I captained Erling Haaland. So, but everybody who had Erling Haaland was expecting a hat trick. Sorry, I think I'm the bad guy behind Erling Haaland not scoring hat tricks, because all the few times Erling Haaland has scored a hat trick, I didn't captain him. And I think I've captained Haaland, and in 3 weeks, all those 3 weeks, he's gotten just one goal, one assist, and then one goal. So it looks like I'm the bad luck behind Erling Haaland, but it's not bad over there. It's all good over there. The only sad thing for this past game week, was with James not starting from the bench, was quite very troublesome. And then Newcastle are really, really doing well. So it's time guys try to have some double up in Newcastle attack. I know we'll have Trippier. Most managers have Trippier now, but there might be the need to try and have a midfielder in conjunction with Trippier and then Callum Wilson, because Newcastle are trying to really step up their game this season, and it's something that managers need to watch over there. And then we can't forget about Ronaldo. Ronaldo is officially back. We don't know how to talk about it, but it's all good for the game week that just passed by us there. So the FPL code to join to win the 1,000 Ghana cedi for the season is also here with us. So I2G9ZF. You can join it, and make sure you subscribe to the channel to help grow. Interact with the channel as well, and let's go and see who would win this year. So this was great. Roland, I'm sure Roland will be able to join us partly before the show ends. Roland has 78 points. Roland is really, really rising this year. Roland is really, really big. After his wild card, he's really, really excelled very well over there. So Haaland captain, all because I captain Haaland. Haaland didn't give the hat-trick against Southampton as expected, but Roland has gotten some good points from Foden and Martinelli, Trippier, Cancelo, and then Haaland over there. Just the only sad thing was Andreas couldn't come as an auto sub onto the team for Roland there. So that's it with Roland's team, and this is my team. So with my team, I wildcarded, and my wildcard team was quite interesting because the team I showed on last week's show had Pope in pole, but heading to the final minutes, as I had to make a call whether to keep Mitrovic or not. My money was not up to, so I had to sell Pope and go back for Raya. So, but I'm not doing quite too well this season, but I think I have to up my game very well in FPL this season. So I'm going to do my best and up my game. I'm setting a target for myself in FPL now this season. my target is that by game week 16, I should be before the World Cup. I should be at 1 million, exactly 1 million, or just above that. So that's my target, because I need to up my game, and things are not going all thanks to me not captain Haaland. So I'm going to captain Haaland this week. So if you know, you're really trusting Haaland to do against Liverpool, please don't captain, because if I captain Haaland, it's just going to give just one goal or one assist over there. So I don't know what is between me and Haaland this season. But the good thing for me was I had Castagna come off the bench for Mitrovic, and that's it over there. So key players from last week, Rowland did the job. Cancelo did the job for me. Maddison did a partial job. Diaz did a partial job for Rowland. Maddison didn't do the job. Wilson and Kane both did the job. Bowen did the job for me, and then Haaland and then Foden all partly did the job there. Now these are Rowland's key players for this week. Now, Graham Potter's team is doing quite a very good job in trying to play according to his style, and the team is trying to settle and play just the way Graham Potter wanted to play. So Kepa at 4.4 is somebody the manager should be looking at now that it looks like he has be able to absorb Mendy into the first place for Chelsea. And then for goalkeeper Doherty, Real is looking at Doherty coming back and trying to step up and give us the Doherty of last season. And he's trying to do a penalty call over there. But we'll see how that goes over there. But we expect Spurs to give a clean sheet against Everton over there. So that's it with Spurs. And then Bowen. Jared Bowen was my key differential for last week, and then Real is calling again this week. Bowen might be able to do the job for managers this week as well. West Ham are playing Southampton, and normally against Southampton, West Ham should be able to pull the result over there. West Ham are having some good options now that their pitches are getting better, so managers should really watch out them, looking about them for a while. And then Ronaldo talks again about Ronaldo, the striker in there. So managers should look at those who are looking at Gameweek 12 blank can be looking at getting Ronaldo as a replacement for Erling Haaland partially. But it might be a tough call whether to sell Haaland or not in Gameweek 12 when they blank about. And then Diego Costa of Wolves. Wolves are playing Nottingham Forest, and Nottingham Forest are really conceding goals to almost everyone. And Diego Costa is looking to step up the game over there for Wolves as their manager Bruno Lage has been sacked. So then Roland goes for captain Foden against Liverpool. Charlie, people are expecting a bloodbath, but this might be Liverpool's turning point. I know I've sold all my Liverpool assets. I've kept faith in them, but they really disappointed me. But this might be their turning point this season. So Roland is calling a Foden captaincy. For me, I'm going with Hema captain Haaland. Haaland is a Hema captain, and there's no need going against Haaland. But it looks like I'm the guy with the bad jinx. Anytime I captain Haaland, things don't go too. But he might still do the job. He was rested in the Champions League, so you're looking forward to him doing far better this game against Liverpool. People are saying Liverpool had a massive score. Let's not forget Liverpool had 9-0 against Bournemouth, and then they didn't bounce back. So it might not be this is my one day, but sometimes it's a big game that makes a team bounce back. So let's see what Liverpool can bounce back. But then my key players for this week are Joseph Sa of Wolves keeping the clean sheet against Nottingham Forest, looking about, and then Cucurella. Graham Potter is showing that Cucurella is his guy, and he's really doing the job for him over there. So Cucurella might get you some defensive points over there, and then maybe some attacking returns over there. It's a tough call between Cucurella and Chilwell. So we are here to see who Graham Potter is going to really going to rely on. But it looks like Cucurella will surely be somebody he has known for a long while, so keep him there. And then James Maddison, Leicester against Crystal Palace. Those in that game, the key players are Maddison and then Zaha. Zaha is really will pick up from over there. So Maddison is the guy to watch over there. And then forward Harry Kane. Spurs, Kane last play against Everton. So those who have Kane can decide to captain over Haaland. But somebody says when there's a captain, there's no need captain in another player. Every other player having your team becomes a differential. So managers watching the audience and then watching on the replay, let us know which which key player do you think will really hit this week? And do you think that this is the week that Liverpool are going to bounce back? Do you think that this is the week that Liverpool are going to finally bounce back? And then the special player Antonio of Man U, Antonio of Man U as a guy I bought. When I bought Anthony to my team, he had not even kicked the ball. I bought him a week ahead of time, and then when I bought him, what happened was I bought him for the next week, and then the Queen went away, so the games were postponed and stuff. And since then, I had to sell some players and I had to let go of him. And since I let go of him, he scored 3 goals, 1 goal in every match. But it's not bad about it. Sometimes it happens. But Anthony is a guy. Man, you are trying to really pick up the former game for Ten Hag over there. So managers should watch over there. As captaincy, has spoken about El Haaland, so there's not much to talk about there. So captaincy about that. Now, as you said, the key thing to watch out is we are in game week 11. But after game week 11, City and then Arsenal in the midweek fixture are blanking because of Arsenal's postponed Europa League fixture. So managers should watch out and plan about how they would deal with that exemption of some key players from their team. But then players to watch out for, which are doing very well as the mid price players. So players from West Ham like Bowen, Leicester, Madison Barnes. From Forest, it looks like Brad Dennis is back. Iman Dennis is back over there, and then Bournemouth Solanke just for price point, and then we're looking to the return of Mitrovic this week. So Mitrovic will come back, and then Palace. Eze is a guy that managers should watch for, and then with Zaha is a guy that managers should watch over there. So pardon me, I think I have a very terrible cold today. Is really affecting me over there. Yes. Now, Roland, what do you think Roland should do? Oh, what did he say? What did he say that one? Who are the players on the radar this week? He says that Firmino and Mo Salah on my radar against Manchester City. That is really. That's really a massive call. And if you have Firmino and Mo Salah, they are differentials as of now. It's very funny for you to say that Salah is a differential in FPL, but if you have Salah, he's a key differential. And so Salah hits this week. All the guys that have Salah are really going to enjoy from him over there. So let's see how it goes. Now let's look at Roland's team. Let's think through. Matthew, let me see what does your team look like and what are the key transfers you are planning to do. Looking at Roland's team, I just think that Roland should the best for Roland would be for him to save the transfer and then in game week 2 think about how to let go of Foden, maybe deal with the blank. But his team is also good because he has a very good bench. He has Andreas, Nico Williams, and Dallo, as compared to my bench, which my bench looks very awkward. So Roland is really doing well. I think Roland was still good. Captain Haaland. Haaland is the captain. Pema captain. Haaland. Last season, like this time, we're talking about Pema captain Mo Salah, but now the real Pema captain is Haaland. So good evening, Matthew. Thanks for joining us as always, as usual, as you always do. Now, this is my team. I have just one call to do. I'm thinking of a very tough call. My call is I would let go of Foden and bring in Zaha. But I'm looking at how Liverpool's team is conceding goals. I'm thinking of rather keeping Foden and then going for Zaha when Foden blanks next week. So it's a tough call for me. I'm looking to Mitrovic being fit. The James update is what is quite tough for us. Now, if James is still not declared by Graham Potter, then you can go look at Cucurella of the Chelsea backline. So Cucurella, Fofana, and Co are over there. But for me, I have 3 yellow flags in my team. But I think Arsenal to be fit to, if James does not play, he will go. I don't have a good bench at all. But maybe am I captain son? Maybe am I captain son? So we'll see how it goes over there. So now Now the league table is shaping up. The FPL Ambassadors who would win the money, and then Marlvin on the FPL sabbatical is second place. And Marlvin is really doing very well. Rowland is in fifth place, tied with another guy over here. First place is Frimpong John of Poly FC, and then Happy Days, Alexander, our co-FPL guest expert, also doing quite well over there. Now, managers should note that this week, even though oh, what did you say? Is that Jarboy is only good for a London derby? Okay, so that's very interesting about that. So, okay. So self-holding for Trossard, yes. So if you look at my team, I have Trossard in my team. So FPL Ghana, I have Trossard in my team. Trossard is my team. So the only thing for me is either I'll keep and then I'll see how I go. But then let's talk about game week 12. Let's not forget that after this week, there's a midweek game, and the midweek game starts on Tuesday. So Brighton face Nottingham Forest, Palace face Wolves, Bournemouth, Southampton, and Chelsea will play Brentford. Arsenal and City are blanking. So the key thing would be, what do managers have to do this game week? Who would be the best captain this week? Will it be a captaincy whereby it will go back to Mohamed Salah, or will it say that it's going to be a tough call? Because also Spurs against Man U, that fixture is going to be a very tough. That fixture is going to be a very tough call over there. Now, will you go for Ronaldo, or will you go for Kane, or will you go for so managers? Let's hear from you. What do you think is going to be the best call? I perceive Leicester might do the job against Leeds, because it's such a week like this whereby there's no clear captain. Sometimes it's good to go a differential captain. So the captains they are not very strong captaincies, but they are captains that are very good over there. Now, those thinking about selling Haaland, just know that most of you might have bought Haaland at 11.5. You are selling Haaland now. Haaland is 12.2, and his value is 11.8. So if you sell Haaland now, you are going to lose about 4 million on him. So those planning on selling Haaland in game week 12, it might be better you just save him in your team, because you might have to spend 0.4 million to buy him back. So there might not be a need to sell Haaland, but the point is how to make changes. You can sell Cancelo, because Cancelo has not risen so much in value. So you can sell Cancelo and then make a plan over there in terms of transfer. But I think the transfer for next week would be get a Brighton defender, get a Brighton attacker, get a Palace attacker, so you can get Eze. So mid price you can get Eze and Zaha, and then Chelsea, if you really want to make a call, you can go over. You can go over, or Mason Mount is also picking up over there. And then for Liverpool, we can only tell Liverpool based on how the picture will go this week. Newcastle, I'm speaking about Newcastle so far. Ronaldo is coming back to form. Son and Kane, that game is quite very tricky. I don't know how that game will go. Mitrovic, especially Mitrovic, so those who are also very bold can go for the last pictures on Thursday, next week Thursday. So Mitrovic and then Maddison. Anybody who is a very tough call can go to him, but it looks like Patson Daka has taken the starting spot from Jimmy Vardy over there. So these are key things managers should know. So one of the best things to do is, if your team does not have any issues for this week, just bank your transfer this week. So you have 2 transfers, so you can find a way to sell your Arsenal guys and then your City guys, or find a way to upgrade your bench so that you can still keep your Arsenal guys and your City guys going into game week 12. So that by game week 13, when City and Arsenal are back, because City and Arsenal have good picks from then, you can still have your good players in your team over there. So now this game week, who is okay? Your Amba will be FPL Ghana. Okay, very spot on choices by FPL Ghana over there. So for the okay, so speaking about that, Brentford and Forest are conceding goals. So your armband for game week 12 would be on Trossard. Challenge. That's a very bold call over there, and I hope it goes very well for you over there. So game week 12, I think I might bring in a Brighton defender, depending on how the game week will go. So most likely Zaha will come into my team for game week 12, and then I might get in the defense. I don't want to sell Haaland, so I have a 4-5-1 with Mitrovic on top, and we'll see how it goes. Maybe some might do some good job for me over there. Now this game week, any managers, any concerns about the team, what to do. So speaking about Rich James, Mitrovic is somebody who might play this week. So managers should just wait and see how how the how do I say it? The press conference from Scott Parker will be Scott Parker was their former manager, and Marcus Silva. Who's the name of Fulham's manager? Silva. I've forgotten his other name. Sorry. So that's it. So Mitrovic, you just wait and see. But if Mitrovic is supposed to miss another week, then this might be the chance to get Patson Daka. Patson Daka is worth looking at, and then Callum Wilson also worth looking at. And then I don't know if people might want to go Bamford, but Bamford might be a very good. Well, what is the bold call out? Very bold call I'm talking about this game week. Please let me know. I might have missed the point about that. Now, if you haven't wildcarded, if you wildcard in game week 11, then you should plan that you wildcard so that you have a very good bench for game week 12. Otherwise, preferably, it's better you just save your wildcard and rather wildcard in game week 13, so that in game week 13 you can have your Arsenal City guys right there. Yes. So that is it there. Now, captaincy this week. Anybody calling Gabriel Jesus as the captain for this week, or you still think that Erling Haaland is the captain? As for Mohamed Salah, Martin G, let me know. Will you captain Salah this week? Because I can see that you are really, really, really looking at Liverpool bouncing back this week. So, aside that, I think that managers should just see how things will go in FPL. Let's listen to the press conference go well into tomorrow. Let's see how we can be able to make the very bold calls for our teams, and then we'll see how it goes there. Okay, so all the best to managers. I think Rowland was not able to physically join us, in studio, but was able to give us some comments over there. So, yes, the league code is still there. So, FPL Ambassador show is brought to me by myself, Raymond Nketsiah, Ray Nkets on Twitter, Rowland Ekuban as Rowland Ekuban, and our FPL manager on sabbatical leave at Marlvin Owusu, and then our guest expert also well. So, we look to see managers have a very good game week 11, and then let's see how game week 12 would go. And don't forget, it's a Friday deadline. God willing, tomorrow. So make sure that you start your team between today and then tomorrow afternoon. Then go and have a very, very good game week 11 and then game week 12. And we'll be back, God willing, next week, Thursday. I'm sure by then Rowland will surely be with us. And we'll be able to have another very, very packed, fulfilling FPL show for managers. Thank you very much. Subscribe to the channel, like the video for us as well, and then spread the word as well. Thank you very, very much as well. Bye, managers.